and welcome back to Warframe. Today we're going to do something really silly and we're going to build the CRONUS here. Now, it's basically the weapon that Captain Vor can sometimes drop. And Captain Vor's the boss of Mercury. This weapon's pretty rubbish. It's basically, it does hardly any damage, hardly any charge attack. It can only hit one person at a time. It's not really that good of a weapon, but it is better than the weapon you start with, the scanner, because that does, in the old damage system types it was 25, this does 35, so it does do more damage than the normal sword. So this is probably one of the first free upgrades you can do without going and buying blueprints, because Captain Vor drops this a lot. Doesn't cost a lot, it's one Morphix here, 500 ferrites, 75 polymer bundles, all of which you should have by the time you finished Mercury, and 15,000, it takes 12 hours. So, click build on that, or we'll try to. Yes. Not expecting a lot from this weapon, but we've been asked about it a lot in the past, and I never did build it, so I thought, well, we'll build it, have a look at it. It can't be that bad, because it's spec-wise, if you take the heat damage from the ground slam away from the heat sword, the heat sword and this are very close. This actually supposedly does a little bit more charge damage than the heat sword did, and the heat sword wasn't really that bad. Wasn't the best, but we'll build this and we'll have a look. Okay, so we'll claim this, jump over to Arsenal, equip it in here, top of the list, and it does look as if he should be holding 2. Yeah, that's better. That actually doesn't look that bad. It looks semi-prime with the gold down the middle there, but I think that is, yeah, it's just a colour, so that can be changed. Oh, that actually, like that goes well with this skin on Frost. That is Frost, not Frost Prime. It's just we have the alternate skin on him. We did buy it because, well, I use Frost a lot. Actually goes well with the skin on that as well. Does have one polarity, the V, which means you can get the base damage in there easier. I should not have this many of the same mod. I should get rid of them. But that'll go in there easier. So that's handy. Killing Blow, which is charge damage. Second Wind, not really that much, but if you're running using the melee, Survival for an example, that is actually a handy one to have, because it gives an extra 30 stamina when you kill somebody with it. If it'll actually kill them, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. Now, damage wise, it actually does less slash damage than the what was it called, the heat sword, but it does do more charge damage. Okay, it's only an extra 5 damage, but it's still more. Same kind of fire rate, but does have more impact and puncture than that had. So it's kind of the same, but this one is, the heat sword was based more on the slash. This one seems based more on leveling itself out a bit more. Puncture's still low, which is a shame because we've got loads of them puncture mods. So this could be okay, but it does mean having to fit the impact mod and the slash mod to try and get them 2 numbers up, rather than just with, if one number was high, you could concentrate on that and increase the other ones if you decided to. Ones where there's 2 different high numbers, you've got to pick, either you increase slash or you increase impact, because without putting a catalyst in them, they are a bit of a pain to upgrade. So, remembering this is the first blueprint you really pick up at any point, because Captain Vor drops it, it's not that bad. It's slightly better than the scanner. We've fitted the same mods we'd had on the heat sword because the specs were so similar, so I could kind of compare the two. This one, even though it does more charge damage, I would still say go for the heat sword over this, which comes from an alert. mainly because it doesn't have that ground pound to it, which kind of ruins it. And the charge damage doing 5 more damage, it's just, I mean, it's not noticeable unless you fit a catalyst to this. It's pretty a pointless weapon, which it is a bit of a letdown. But if you're just starting the game and this is the first blueprint you've come across and you're wondering if you should build it or not, I would say stick with the scanner and build the Viper, because damage at range is going to save your butt a lot more than the melee weapon is. A hell of a lot more. I mean, that's not even one clip on the Viper and we just killed 4 people. Okay, you're not going to have a clip size of 48 because this is the twins, but as I showed with the single one, you can get them almost to the same damage rate, but the single one reloads a lot quicker. The ammo lasts a hell of a lot. The single one is almost as good as the twin one. Pardon me. The twin one just does a hell of a lot more damage. But I mean, I can't get into these 2 melee weapons. The heat sword I liked because it had the ground pound. This thing just seems... It's more the fact it needs a catalyst than anything else that's kind of annoying about these weapons. Because they've got a nice fire rate. If it, instead of doing 75 for the heat sword and 80 for this on the charge damage, it did 90 or 100. That's still not a lot over some of the other weapons, but it is still a hell of a lot. Like, a hell of a lot. And if it did 100 charge damage, this would be a nice weapon. But it doesn't. It does 80 points something. So it needs the charge damage mod, which just ruins it. Which means the best way to use this is just by swinging like mad and hope you don't get one of these guys with the... I'm not hitting anyone, what the hell, thank you. See what I mean? I mean, this is Frost with hundreds and hundreds of armor, and I'm not killing anything. They're killing me. And it mainly comes down to the fact that the charge damage is not high enough. Because weapons with the low fire rate damage, the normal fire rate damage, because this is 35. I mean, 35 is not a crap number either. It's just the way they've split it. It needs the slash mod installed badly. With that on there, it would also become a good weapon, but that means you don't have to put a catalyst in it. And if you want to put a catalyst in it, it would become a really good weapon pretty quick. Remembering all a catalyst does is basically double the numbers you get per level. Instead of it going up 1 point per level, it goes up 2. So with double the amount of points to spend, so you've got 60 instead of 30 when it's upgraded, this weapon is going to be... It's not going to be stupidly overpowered, but it's going to become like 3 times better than it is in my hands here. So it has to be catalyst. If you don't catalyst it, it's not worth it. Because you just end up getting owned by everybody. Which is just a damn shame for a weapon that's doing 35 damage. Come on, kill him, yeah. I'm just going to put this bubble up here and then run out here and fry you all. With ice. Get me. There you go. Too many at once. That'll kill us. I do miss playing as Frost. I don't play as Frost nearly enough anymore. We'll have to change that. I'm going to go on a Frost marathon. But yeah, if you want to put a catalyst into it, it can become a good weapon. If you're just starting out, I still think the Viper, which is a mastery level 0 weapon, is going to be much better for you. So we'll leave that off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.